What's up, guys? Paul Macetta here, and continuing with this week's topic of Stealth NLP. If you don't know what Stealth NLP is, go back and watch the first video where I explain this concept of Stealth NLP to you. The techniques and strategies that I'm sharing with you come from my course, Stealth NLP. There's a link below the video if you want to learn more about it. Today, we're going to jump right in and talk about how to deal with negative feedback. So you're communicating with someone with the intention of trying to persuade them, but they're rejecting you or they're resisting your message, and the bottom line is things just went bad. How do you deal with that? So how you deal with that, firstly, is you need to think about what we call intentions. So when other people disagree with us, we often think that they have negative intentions for doing so. This polarizes us and them into two immediate and opposing camps. One of them has good or positive intentions, and the other one has bad or negative intentions. But really, how true is this idea? Do people really go out of their way to impose their negative intentions on others when they reject or refuse ideas? Fortunately, the answer is no, they don't. So while it's true that receiving negative feedback doesn't feel good, we also got to remember that people operate using predominantly positive intentions. However, we must remember that what is good for you might not necessarily be good for the other person. Again, there's a misalignment in a crucial component of the exchange. Your subject, target, customer, whatever you want to call it, may refuse to accept your message because doing so will benefit them in some way. So from a persuasive point of view, it's obvious that there has to be a realignment. Otherwise, the other person is simply going to continue denying you for the plain fact that what you are offering doesn't provide the equal benefit that the rejection does. So for whatever reason, in their mind, they believe that rejecting you is benefiting them more than accepting your message. So how do you approach this problem? So first of all, it's always a bad idea to try to force another person to accept your ideas. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule. Most of the exceptions come from when you have such a state of authority over that person that they'll just shut up and listen to what you have to say regardless of how bad or cruel or mean it is. But in most cases, there's a better way to do it. So in the case of concealed resistance, your best option is to be more flexible. So taking a hardline position is not going to increase your effectiveness as a communicator. The goals will remain the same, but the approach to acquiring what you want from the subject is going to have to change. Negotiation is a natural part of the communication cycle. And as somebody who's going to be using NLP to persuade other people, you must not shy away from the possibility of working for concessions. My advice for you when you're caught in a tough negotiation is to try to get the best of what's already on the table, unless you can add more value to the argument. So the best practice for negotiations is always to arrive at a powerful win-win situation for both parties. Why? Because that's the fastest and most effective route for great results. If you try to get over on the other person, the misstep is going to have repercussions. And as a persuasive person, we don't want to deal with repercussions anymore. We want to avoid repercussions as much as we can because they require more time, more energy, and more resources. So, the moral of the story is that when you are attempting to influence, persuade, sell, pitch, whatever, somebody else, the NLP concept that I want to bring to you is really focusing on the intentions and understanding your intentions versus their intentions. I'll give you a quick example. Part of my business is that I write emails for people. I was a professional copywriter for a long time, and I've since gotten into the business of writing emails for other people that they use to market to their lists. Well, I had this one client, and his he was kind of being resistant about the price of the email. And his resistance was coming from the fact that sometimes the emails just don't work as well as he would want them to. So in other words, I charge him for an email and then he promotes it to his list or his subscribers, but then he doesn't make the amount of money that he wants to make. And so he already is in the hole because he spent money on me writing the email. And so what he did was he asked me to basically cut my price in half on the emails. And so that just basically devalued everything I do by 50%. Well, I didn't want to lose this person because they're a steady client. And at the same time, I didn't want to cut my price in half. So what I did was I thought about the intention on his part and the intention on my part. And I figured out that really where his resistance is coming from is the fact that he doesn't want to lose money on the emails. And so what I said was, let's do this. Let's instead create something new. Let's create a sliding scale payment plan where I'll start at 50% off for the first 2 emails, and then each email will increase, the price will increase by 10 or 15%. Now this helps both of us because if I'm writing more emails for him, I'm making more money, and he's not going to ask me to keep writing emails if the promotions aren't working. So he'll know right away within the first 2 emails whether or not the promotion's going to work. So his first 2 emails, he gets at 50% off, so he's happy. And then if the promotion doesn't work, it ends there and he paid what he wanted to pay. But if it continues and it does well, we both benefit. I continue to make more money per email, and he gets to continue sending me his business because the emails are working. So, again, moral of the story is always think about the other person's intention when you start to encounter resistance or negative feedback from someone else. Once again, if you enjoyed what I shared with you in this video, you could get this and more in my course, Stealth NLP. You get a discount on it for a limited time, plus 2 free secret bonuses. You can click the link below this video to learn more about it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe.